called Why Almost No One Can Get Into Fighting Games. So I'm gonna be guessing that
No.
I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be about skill gap, number one, number two, pricing, and number three, the community. Those are the
I will
three I
say
think it's gonna be.
What the
I
fuck?
will say the previous video could actually probably go well with this one because like how the other guy was bringing it up, with how Say Jim was bringing it up, it's like
Mm-hmm.
$60 for SF6 and then like an additional like what another 60 for both like season passes.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely kind of getting almost on. I wouldn't say it's as bad as like how MMOs can look daunting pricing wise, but it's fighting games are getting there.
And I think what makes it worse than other genres is that the characters count as the content for most fighting games. Like you're not paying for like any like story expansion and like arcade mode or anything. It's just the characters.
At least Tekken did the story expansion, although it was ass. At least
Yeah.
Tekken did one.
So it's like the fact that you're paying 60 for like 4 characters is like kind of wild. Well, actually, it's more like
And you don't
40
even know if you're
actually.
gonna like them.
Yeah. All right. Why almost no one can get into fighting games? Here we go.
Be willing to not only hype up and cherish the games you love, but also look at them critically to see them reach their full potential. Spitting 0 seconds in because I'm a thug. 2024 was when I really started to get into real fighting games. But before that, I mean, I had played games like Mortal Kombat X and 11. In the Injustice 2 mobile game and Mortal Kombat 2 on one of those
not the mobile game.
scam game consoles. Those are cool. I played Brawl at friends' houses, and I played a lot, and I mean a lot, of my own copy of Smash 4 for the Nintendo Wii U. Smash was and still is a game that everyone is always down to play, and everyone just fucking loves.
Smash is the GOAT.
I would love to play Smash if I owned the console for it. But that's an investment.
Emulation. Emulation.
Everybody.
Emulation.
Everybody. The thing I've come to learn about Smash and the FGC is everybody loves Smash, but the FGC.
Yeah.
They don't want to consider it a fighting game so bad. It's so funny.
And it's so weird.
It will always be my favorite fighting game too, which is fun.
It's such a weird like thing to like criticize it for just because it's different. Like it's so weird. And like even the people that like participate in like the FGC-ness of Smash, they're not even playing Smash technically, because like you're only like able to pick like between like certain maps. Like some maps you just don't play on, and then like there's no items. You can only play with stock. Like you're significantly limiting yourself in Smash to make it more competitive. So you're not even playing Smash.
Yep.
Like I'm an advocate for having items in Smash tournaments because I think that's awesome.
Really funny. I think that'd be really funny to do. Although I get stages because God, some of the Smash stage chats are so fucking annoying.
Yeah, but I would love to see like a fucking Evo where like Smash Ultimates play with items. That'd be awesome.
Hear me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an Evo where they're playing with items, and some guy just gets like 10 Pokeballs in one game.
Bro, that shit would be legendary.
Remember one of the big like updates that was trying to help kind of save that shitty ass Nick Smash game was that they were adding items.
Wait, they actually did that?
Yeah, they added items.
Damn.
I didn't even hear about that. Honestly, after the first game, I didn't hear about the series at all. Like I knew the second game came out, but like
second was I played it on release. It had cool stuff.
It looked better
I had
than
a
the
reason
first
to go
one,
back to it.
but I could see the next game from a mile away. But yeah, this game's about to be doo-doo butter. I just didn't touch it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think anybody was expecting those games to be good, but like the second one's one of the better platform fighters I played. But to be fair, a lot of platform fighters are ass.
Yeah, I think it's a hard genre to make in. Like I don't think you can just throw any game developer and say, "Hey, make a platform fighter." Like I think it's like really hard to make a good one.
Yeah, only ones I've liked that wasn't
Anyone
Smash
play
have been
Brawlhalla?
Rivals and Mid versus Beta, I guess.
I played Brawlhalla for a good bit. I was never good at it, but I played it. It was fun. Recovery in that game is way too good, but also you can also combo for like a really long time in that game, so it kind of balances itself out. All right, let's go.
So why does everyone hate
games?
games? Okay, obviously not everyone, but majority of people who play games do not indulge in fighting games like how fighting game people indulge in fighting games, which is part of what I've noticed after I've spent much of 2024 diving into fighting games. But overall, the fighting game genre is fucking weird. And while many people might that sort of elite exclusivity, yeah, it's like sitting at the cool kids table. Yeah, I play fighting games later in Nicaragua. I actually do think the genre kind of fails.
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
He said later, nigga.
Wait, go back. Wait.
Run it back.
What the fuck just happened?
Run it back so I can see it.
Wait, are you still streaming?
Yeah. I love this edit so much.
The fighting game genre is fucking weird, and while many people might like that sort of exclusivity, yeah, it's like sitting at the cool kids table. Yeah, I play fighting games later in Nicaragua. I actually do think the genre
alright, bro.
A lot of stuff.
We all knew who each other
which is
said.
why it's so niche, and that feeling of exclusivity and eliteness, I guess, is the result of that nicheness, and that's not a good thing in my opinion. To preface though, I fucking love fighting games now after 2024. Dragon Ball FighterZ is incredible. Guilty
Fighter Z in the big 2024.
No way.
No.
The year 2024.
Why do you say
Fighter Z?
Yeah.
Fighter Z, bro.
Oh my! Every time someone says Fighter Z, it hurts me on the inside.
I cringe.
My question is, why the fuck, like,
so
when they say Fighter Z, like, bro, why are you saying fighters as if it's plural with a Z, and then you're saying Z separate from that? What the fuck?
Like, for
Either
real,
fighters
dude.
or it's fighters. You don't say fighters Z, nigga.
It's so stupid, bro. Because the show is Dragon Ball Z, and they want to say Fighter Z.
But like, why wouldn't they just say Dragon Ball Z Fighters? Like, that's what they're committed to. Oh shit! And even the developers call it Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, I don't know how you confuse the devs themselves. Say it. My God. And they're not even good at English.Ey're Japanese. Like, goddamn.
Hey, that's the community for you, bro. That's the community for you.
You know what's true? True, I figured it out. I figured it out. People mispronouncing fighters was the very first sign of Dragon Ball fans not being able to read.
Not true. Niggas can say Xenoverse, but they can't say fighters. That should tell you something.
Some of them can't. They be saying like Xenoverse.
oh God! I forgot about that.
Christ.
Oh shit!
Xenoverse.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What is that? Oh,
Well, technically, it is Xenoverse, because Zeno is the no.
Oh my God! God, I totally forgot about Xenoverse. Holy shit!
Trying to compare Zeno, dog. Crazy.
You just see like his little mug face behind the logo.
It's just a Dragon Ball game where the only playable characters
his name starts with a Z though.
I
His
don't.
name starts with a Z though.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
All right, here we go.
All right, let's continue this shit.
My personal goat at the moment, although Extra I played a little of that too. That one has crazy amounts of ore. It's unfucking believable. Tekken 8 I played a little recently.
Yeah.
Sparking 0 can't win them all. Recently,
Wait.
What?
Sparking Zero can't win them all.
Tekken 8 recently? When did this video come out?
2 weeks ago. So it was like season 2 Tekken.
I'm sorry for him. Season 2 Tekken 8's a game.
It's the game of all time.
Jesus
They need
I haven't played
characters,
Tekken since Season 2 came out.
Oh
Neither have
God.
I.
Jesus.
It's that bad, yes.
Some of the most fun you can possibly
It's
have
really bad,
playing
dude.
games.
And now,
Talk about
No, because seriously, hear me out.
talking
In
about that
terms
game,
of
goddamn.
gameplay itself, fighting games, generally speaking, are a fucking 11. Generally speaking, but in many other aspects, they suck.
Yeah.
Fat
He's
fucking dick. And someone's got to talk about it so they can grow. This video isn't me complaining; it's me addressing what
Alright,
I've observed.
fundamentally
Hopefully bring more
flawed.
people
Okay,
into
I'm very
the
interested
scene.
on
If you're
where
a
this
fighting
goes.
game guy, you may disagree from your perspective, but because I'm still sort of fresh off the griddle and not super involved in fighting games, but I know how they work, and I'm pretty sick nasty. What I'm saying? I think I can see both perspectives pretty well. Not gonna lie. And to put it more bluntly, though, we need to rethink our current means of making fighting games.
Wait, there was Zeno. Wait. There was Zeno in the background. Wait a minute.
Gonna lie.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
there he is.
Yeah, see?
Look at this little guy. Look at him, little guy.
Xenover.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome for that one, dude.
Dragon
Bluntly,
Ball
though,
Xenoverse.
We need to rethink our current means of making fighting games, or this genre will never get the recognition it's been yearning for. The one that not only the developers of these games want, not only what many players who already indulge in them want, but what the masses want too. If not, it will remain a niche little genre for only the people willing to look past its faults.
No, I think the fundamental flaw
Really?
of fighting games is that there's not an anime waifu fighting game. See, fighters popped off, but there weren't enough anime waifus to keep it going. I'm just saying.
Go girls.
Yeah,
some
but
other if you will.
Idol.
no, we need we need anime. We need that
He's
that
saying-
type shit.
He's saying Hoyoverse needs to make a fighting game.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Honestly, I'm gonna let him cook with that. Just don't make it a gotcha. Hold up.
Yeah. A
Hold up.
gotcha
You
fighting
gotta,
game.
you gotta
Oh,
convince. You gotta
God.
convince the Japanese to stop doing that. Then
I mean,
what the fuck?
Hey, Hoyoverse Chinese.
I thought they were Korean.
Korea versus Chinese, but like literally all the Asian companies are doing that.
Yo,
I
so
mean-
does that mean if we ever get a Hoyoverse fighting game, I got to pull for my character who can mix you up?
Yes.
Dude, I got to pull.
You gotta pull
tech,
for,
that's
you gotta
crazy.
pull for individual movesets.
What do dupes give you? Just a
Multiple
big middle
resource
finger in your
library.
face?
Christ. Alright, here we go.
If we don't have the
gotta be
balls
shitting
to
me.
admit them, do you want to see your favorite genre flourish, or will you glaze it into the ground and watch it remain a sideshow?
Oh, I
denying all
promise
the
you,
people who
fighting game
want to
players
play it
don't
the
glaze
way
their
It's
games.
gotta be.
the door. It's
Dude,
passion.
fighting
and no
game
more
players
dramatic
are
YouTuber
Spider-Man
text on the-
fans.
Yeah, like he said fighting game players glazes their games. No, we don't. No, we don't.
I fucking hate
Look at the
Tekken.
Mortal
That's the
Kombat
play
community,
it.
bro. Listen, I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. I think like there's 5 people right now in the Mortal Kombat community who don't hate it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't get me started on fucking Street Fighter. Don't get me started on Tekken. Nobody plays Tekken.
I fucking hate Tekken.
Obviously, people play Tekken, but God, people drop that shit so bad after season 2, bro. They
That-
need
yeah,
to
once
fix
that-
Tekken.
Dude, the Steam charts for that game was so bad.
Yeah, they
Like
said.
people
They
went
said
back
yeah.
to play
So
Tekken. They went back to play Tekken 7. That shit
Yeah,
was
yeah,
wild.
Because Tekken
They was like,
season
yeah,
2 was
so we're gonna
bad.
add. We're gonna. Oh, you guys want buff sidestepping? All right, guys, we'll buff sidestepping. In fact, we'll let you sidestep from the foreground. They finally fixed the 30-year-old problem. Let's go. And as compensation, we'll give King homing throws. What? Well, I mean,
And
it's
they
obviously
will
the throws
give
that you
Jack
can
and then
It's
We're
the
gonna
throws
give
that you
every character a Snake Edge and make nobody unique.
We're gonna
we'll
give every
Jack a
character
plus
stance
move that's
mix-ups and make backdash absolutely
uninterruptible and
useless.
unskippable.
Christ. All right, let's keep going.
Jesus.
The screen type shit, my bad. But it is passion. Like, seriously, it is. I want to see this genre get what it deserves in a good way. The overarching problem is not that people don't have interest in fighting games, it's the fact that they do have interest in them, but they don't play them. This is caused by multiple things.
That's
in
the
my
most
eyes.
real shit.
Now where to
I mean,
begin?
yeah.
Well, let's say you don't really know how to play video games and you're on Steam. You're expecting, when buying a multiplayer game for full price, that it will be a full package and will obviously teach you how to play the game with a tutorial, because how else will you know what you're doing? If you buy a shooter, for example, your aim won't be very very good when you first start off, but the tutorial will teach you what you're supposed to do in order to succeed. If you buy a fighting game, for example, your everything won't be very good when you first start, and you're completely fucked out of the box. No, do not go to the comment section yet. Even if you love fighting games, today we address the faults and grow stronger. Save your glaze for a donut and face the facts. We have to admit it. Fighting games do not teach you how to play. And every fighting game I've ever played does not have a tutorial. It just doesn't even have what I would consider a tutorial. It doesn't even have one. Full stop. What do you mean the video game I purchased for full price does not...
Okay. He brought up...
I
will say this. He brought up Dragon Ball earlier. I'm curious on when he played Dragon Ball because...
Did he show footage of fucking cross tag and said there's no
Dragon Ball does have a tutorial.
Yeah, Dragon Ball has a tutorial, but also they added the boot camp in season 3, which teaches you like even more. So like if you played post season 3, I don't know how you get confused on how Dragon Ball works. Like I don't know.
He rephrased it as what he considers
guilty gear.
I mean,
I get what he means, like of what you consider a good tutorial, but like staying the hour and have no tutorials is kind of crazy.
So what I think the problem is really is that like yes they can have tutorials, but it's usually some bullshit like here's what this button is, here's what this button is, here's what this button is, but they don't tell you why to use the button. It's a lot of context missing, right? With punishing and all this other shit.
Uni actually, as I'm playing Uni
has a good tutorial.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that
when,
here, right?
Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dash can also vouch for me on this. The recent Mortal Kombat games actually have really good tutorials.
Yep. Yeah, they do.
Like they even go into fucking frame data and shit.
I also think
and like why this thing they're really fucking good. I haven't played Uni, so I can't speak on that.
Uni literally teaches you option selects. The tutorial is that in depth.
I will say this though. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say the actual problem with so it's like a weird catch-22 because that's a good tutorial, but the problem comes in is that shit is long as fuck.
Yeah,
there are 200 plus sections.
I still haven't beaten it yet.
When you finish it, they give you a thing where it's like, congratulations, you finally completed the tutorial. But that's not all. Like, damn, what?
That's not all. Here's more. No, but I was gonna say, there's a. I think the problem is that tutorials and fighting games aren't entertaining. They're not fun.
They're not. Yeah, they're not fun.
Most of the time, it's usually just a text box, and then they tell you what this thing is, and then you repeatedly do that thing 3 times, and then you beat it. Like, there's no voice acting. There's no like special interaction where like the computer is doing a specific thing, and then you have to actually interact with the computer. No, the computer's just standing there the whole time. Like, there's no interaction.
Unless it's
Like, I don't think tutorials are entertaining, and so people just get bored of it.
True. The fact that I could think that an arena fighter does that,
I was
like actually
the
has
same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I just put Kill If again. Yeah, no, they do that for that tutorial. They actually have full voice acting.
Even Sparking Zero does that shit because you got Piccolo fucking talking in the background and shit.
Yeah, it's like, bro, arena fighters got that right.
And I was gonna bring up Demon Slayer because it literally just came out. And like the opening section that is tutorial is so fucking gas.
Yeah, it's like they have to make tutorials not only informative but also entertaining.
Like it's weird because the only game that really did for fighting games that did an entertaining tutorial is honestly Street Fighter 6. But the problem with that is the fact of a lot of it is like a lot of the context based stuff like anti-airing and all that shit isn't really taught to you per se. It's more of just you have to infer that shit.
Yeah.
So it becomes less of the game actually telling you what to do, where it's like, oh, I actually have to use my brain now. Like, I have to figure this shit out myself. So it's like, it's not really a tutorial. I guess it's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Most tutorials feel like bullet points than actually teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
teach me how to play the fucking game. What do you mean by that? You know how some people look at Terraria and are like, bro, I'm not playing that game. I mean, you literally gotta have the wiki open to play that shit. Like, bro. And you know how those people are completely wrong.
No man's
with fighting games, like all of them,
fighting game at Deathloop
to get outside help in order to play them, like a YouTube tutorial or some shit, to realistically reach that 11 out of 10 gameplay experience. You cannot just look at your friend and go, yeah, man, just play the tutorial. You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna spend an hour of their day, if not more, and come out of the other side of that tutorial and be at almost the exact same level of skill and knowledge as before they started, and probably be overloaded with information and want to play the game less.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. I'm like, the Omega casual, they want to be good immediately. Tutorial doesn't do that to them. They don't want to.
That's why shooters. That's why people play. Like that's why a lot of people play shooters, because you kind of just you shoot the damn gun.
Yeah,
you killed the other person. Cool.
Yeah, a lot of getting good in fighting games has a lot to do with very specific scenarios that you can't replicate with a bot or like through a tutorial setting. So it's like the game will tell you what an anti-air is. It'll tell you like how much is invul and whatever. They can tell you all that. But you won't have the knowledge and the context to be like, okay, this specific character, you can't anti-air them because it's too fast. And then this character has a command jump where you can anti-air it, you had to delay it by 3 frames. Like that's just something you have to learn by playing the game. And a lot of the times you learn by losing. And so it's just not entertaining.
And remember that thing I told you about, like the King of Fighters shit, where you have to like jab people to anti-air them? Yeah, good luck for a new player trying to learn that shit.
Yeah.
You are not gonna have the awareness to be like, oh, that's why everybody has this kind of jab. Yeah, no, they don't. No. And it's like, you know, like it's. I feel like a lot of it also is obviously like the ease of play, right? Like for a shooter, you point the gun, you shoot. And I know I bring this up a lot, but like there's a point to be had. You point the gun, you shoot. Fighting games, you pick one of 30 billion different options, whether it be buttons, specials, or just movement, and just pray and hope to God you're right. And I'm talking about in like the new player experience. And 9 times out of 10, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's
and also a lot of other genres involve other players being on your side. So if you lose, you can blame other people.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say they're fundamentally. I wouldn't say they're fundamentally broken. They do have some shit they need to work on, like the tutorial things. But the problem comes in is just the fact that like people just don't want to learn.
Yeah.
People just don't want to learn.
I think the biggest issue is the entertainment factor. If tutorial's not entertaining, people won't get invested enough.
I think this is the reason why like fighting games just need to have actual other game modes.
Oh no, absolutely. They're just like
oh, definitely.
Like Granblue has a whole fucking Fall Guys mode. You can literally get people into the game just for that.
What's funny is I actually tried playing that mode like, oh, it was a couple months ago, but I tried playing that mode.
Never won a game of that shit.
I was in queue for 30 minutes and could not find a single game.
Damn.
Like I was literally sitting there for half an hour and could not get a game in that shit. I was like, you know, they actually put time in this game mode. I'm actually gonna give it a try. Nope, could not play it. Yep. Everybody was just playing PvP, and I'm just like, all right, well, this was a waste of time. But yeah.
Fucking shopping list. Not only are people not going to remember this shit, these games don't show you context for which to use these things that they're telling you about. Reminder, I sit here. I do not hate going through these shopping lists if it's a game that I vibe with. More on that later. But I know that other people do because I've seen it with my own eyes. If you play fighting games already, don't let your glaze get in the way. I'm doing the same thing. I love these games, dude, but these
Hold on. I can't tell if this is a mod, but Sin with cargo jeans and an American flag, bro, that shit's fire. That's fire. I love that shit. I'd play Sin.
Definitely a mod.
I'd play Sin.
looks cool.
garbage.
That's just fire.
5% of people, and I can admit that. To elaborate, does this look like teaching? This is Soul Batshai's down medium kick. It is a downward medium kick done by hitting down and medium button. Use it when you want to down medium kick. What the fuck are you talking about? You sound like some stupid ass high school teacher who hates his job and his
Literally the idol showed up tutorial be like that. Bro, no fucking shot.
Random stuff. Kids in here don't learn like that. This is the future of this genre. If you want a kid to be excited to learn fighting games, you gotta learn to be excited.
And when she does the DP input, she DP.
Is it?
Yup.
When you DP, you DP.
And then
DP, don't
and then the same. And then people be like, how do I do a DP input? And it's like, the game doesn't teach you that either. It's like, bro.
You think the casual knows what a DP is? They don't even know what the fuck.
They don't know what a fucking fireball is.
Fireball.
There's nothing on this planet. God damn.
Is it true that the guy in that clip is like completely fucked now? Like he just didn't even like to go more further in depth. The problem isn't that people don't want to learn. The problem is that people feel that they can't. Why do you think fighting games basically have two subsets of play? You have what I call casual match forever versus actually learning or playing. Oftentimes when you see fighting games played by the masses, they opt to simply mash buttons and not learn a thing. And while it is true that some people may genuinely just be looking for a pick up and play experience, this style of play is adopted by an abnormally large selection of people who play this genre. Dare I say the majority? It's because of how many people don't want to go through the ladder. A lot of people opt to just find some enjoyment through hitting buttons because the other option involves long, hard, tedious, boring, strenuous, exhausting, boring forms of learning as it stands now. What sounds like it would be more gratifying if you're not into fighting games? Like if you're a complete
I just thought of another point. Pause it for a second.
Yeah, that was 7-2, wasn't it?
So, and that just made me realize something. I think, and this is like my hardest, like my not hardest. Damn, this was like my main problem with learning Tekken was the fact that even when you're actually learning stuff, you could just be wrong. Like you could literally just be learning the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And that would be like the biggest turnoff. Like that's like I literally got so upset trying to learn Tekken because I was like, dude, what? I learned Korean backdashing. Why is it not working? And it's like, oh, well, it works in these scenarios. Oh, and it's like. Shit, like you literally just have to lose and just learn, and like people are just not okay with that.
Yeah, and it's also because like a lot of its stuff, like I said, like we said before, is very contextual. So it's like from my perspective, like Reflect in Dragon Ball is like one of the most broken shit ever. But like to somebody who like doesn't know what a Reflect is, if I anti-reflect them and they just die instantly, they're like, bro, this move doesn't work, and I'm like, but I baited you though. So it was like, yeah, it's a good option. The tutorial teaches you how to reflect and how it works. But it's like, if I bait it or I do a very specific option and it doesn't work, it's just like, well, it just feels bad. So it's like, you just kind of have to get over that hurdle of like, yeah, sometimes the tutorial teaches you something and then the opponent can do something that's not in the tutorial and it just doesn't work. And it's just like, well, you gotta hold that shit. You know, there's nothing else you can do. You just gotta hold that.
You gotta learn.
Hit buttons, maybe see some cool stuff happen, or going through actual hell to know how to play.
Oh, there's the
we
boot
sit here
camp.
all day and point the blame at the players for not learning the games themselves, but who are we to blame people for just trying to have fun in the only feasible way they know how? The real truth is that learning these games should be accessible, understandable, and fun, but it just currently fucking isn't for most people. That was I said that in kind of a
10,000 prowess is crazy.
Like, I'm serious as fuck, but like that, I'm not yelling at you. I'm
shit so low.
Specific example. You know why everybody rushes to learn combos? Because that's what everyone, including casuals, like to do. The problem is that games don't teach people when and where to do them. They just try to teach them how to do them versus an idle bot. Here's a video on why combo trials are borderline worthless. Boom, done. And you can call me bitter in this next take, but doesn't part of you feel as though the only people who are at that level with fighting games where they understand how the genre works are only there because they enjoyed the vibe of their game strongly enough to get past all these hurdles? Hurdles that, when compared to most other genres, are way higher. If that was true, then the game with the strongest vibe would simply be the most popular fighting game, despite also being very difficult. Oh, wait. It is. Yep. Big Smash! But Smash is just a party game.
Yeah, no.
This party game got fucking hands, bro. What that make you? Shit, I don't know. You got a 6P in my game. I must just be a little party game.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why Street Fighter 6 stood the test of times. Just because, like, even though it's hard to play and has a lot of fucked up shit, it's just like people like Street Fighter characters. They'll get through it because they like Ryu or they like Jury.
I mean, to be fair, that game basically invented the genre. So Yeah.
Fucking jury players. Anyway.
I used to be one.
Ooh, me a jury player. I want to get stepped on. I like feet. Shit, that's my Arthur impression. Sorry.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
But is he wrong though?
I don't know,
he's not
man.
wrong.
We had a whole ass conversation when he was talking about when feet can stink good.
What the fuck?
All
right,
Sorry, what?
This is.
When feet can stink good?
We're done.
Oh
Bro, I
hell
don't like you
no!
talking about feet.
Oh,
Good.
dude, most characters in Street Fighter 6 don't wear shoes, bro. That's kind of concerning.
Yeah, they're martial artists, bro. They don't wear shoes. When have you ever seen an MMA fighter wear shoes during a match? That's right. Never. It's supposed to be the same thing.
God, that makes
Except that they can shoot fucking laser. Actually, now that I think about it, you know what? Never mind. Because I realized that, you know, how would shoes be unfair if the motherfucker can shoot a whole ass fireball at you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw my point immediately dying as soon as I said it. I saw that shit go down the toilet. I was like, wait a minute, hold up.
An even
wow.
more disgusting thought in my head that you reminded me they don't wear shoes.
Oh god.
That means motherfuckers would get off to jury right after a match with fucking blisters and sand and shit in her fucking feet, bro.
Oh god.
Oh my
god, bro. What the fuck?
People would get off.
Oh, you
People
didn't
would
need
get
to say
off.
that. You didn't need to say that,
Let's
bro.
continue the video. Let's
Yeah,
continue
you
the
really
video.
didn't.
We're gonna watch Evo. Fuck.
Game players especially, strap in your seatbelts for this take. I have about the same time in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate as I do in traditional fighters that I've played, all tallied up together. And I can tell you right now, to learn Smash is equally, if not harder than learning these shits, and I'm not even kidding a little bit. Smash is a difficult ass game with just as high, if not higher hurdles than the ones these games are currently making you jump over. But why does it not
say Smash is easy? I'm like, it's definitely not. Still one of the hardest fighting games I've ever played.
People to get past them. The vibe or allure is the primary thing that drives people to overcome, I find. I love Strive style, music, characters, so I was willing to look up YouTube tutorials. I was willing to look past the fact that the game basically doesn't have a tutorial. I was willing to look past the fact that this game has no single player content. Oh, we'll get to that. I will
say this. The only thing that confused me about Strive's tutorial is how Roman cancels worked. That's the only thing that confused me. It took me like a month to figure out like what the fuck does Roman cancel mean.
Damn. You.
Yeah, what the fuck's a Roman cancel?
I'm gonna be real. I think it's one of the most like busted ass like mechanics in like all fighting.
Yeah,
what the fuck do you mean? What the fuck you mean? I get the spin meter and the whole game fucking pauses. What? That's strong as shit.
But I love
that.
Dude, one of the like things that like broke my mind is that you can press the dash button and then Roman cancel and you get like a freeze frame where you can just move forward where the opponent can't move at all. Like I was like, oh god, that's just broken. What the fuck? What do you mean I can move while the screen is frozen? What do you mean?
I'll never forget it when she used to do webcam streams and he was doing Guilty Gear.
Oh no.
And he fought nothing but Kai on one
Oh
stream.
no.
And the last match of the stream,
The Kai army.
match of the stream was another Kai, and you could see like the joy in his face leave instantly. He looked so dead inside and looked dead at the webcam.
I need to see that, bro.
When the match ended, he ended stream. When the match ended, he ended stream. It was so fucking funny. It was easily like a top 5 funniest true stream moment. It was so fucking funny, dude. There was something funny that True was looking dead at the camera, dead at the webcam, straight faced, and turned off stream.
That's one of the biggest reasons why when I actually played against Noob and I found out he was a fucking Kai/Sin player, I was like, oh fuck no. What do you mean? I gotta play against Noob for like 3 hours straight. Oh hell no. What the fuck?
Kai again? Oh hell no.
I remember before True's old account got hacked, I had his Fred nickname on Discord, True #1 Kai hater.
Yeah.
Dude. I found some cool shit.
I hate Kai. Fuck that nigga. Alright, anyway.
To look past the fact that it seemed impossible because the vibe pulled me in. But what we're riddling today is, why the fuck do I need so much willpower just to play these games, my dude? Most people just ain't doing all that unless the vibe is super fucking strong, right? It's why, yeah, I do play some fighting games, but not very many. There's so much stuff you have to do in order to just enjoy yourself in these games after picking them up for the first time as they currently stand, unless you opt to just hit buttons, and maybe this is projecting, but I don't think majority of people want to do that for more than maybe a day. But like I said, the other option of actually trying to learn and play the game is like starting a chess match without any of the fucking pieces, and you have to go find where they are using outside resources to get clues. Oh, but don't worry. The chess game has a manual. We need to lower these hurdles because majority of people are just not doing all that. They just fucking aren't. I can deny it no longer.
I can deny it.
This hurdle being so high is what causes people to form things in their mind that have become so solidified, not even just in their mind, but in the gaming scene as a whole. Like, oh, the genre is too hard. It takes too long to learn. And then there's more specific examples from people's experiences who attempt to get over some of these giant hurdles that form like, oh, but you know, specific one. What about the motion inputs? All of these are so easily disputed by someone who's familiar with the genre, and I've talked about that before in the past. But I've realized disputing them just doesn't matter for most people.
I promise you, adding a special button will not fix this issue.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
It will not.
The funny thing is the fact that if you actually add special buttons, at least with the case of fucking what's it called, 2xKO, which I have this problem, button bloat becomes a thing.
Yeah, like, there's two special buttons.
Too many. Like, do we y'all want special buttons? But like, do we really need two of them? Do we really? Really?
Like people were already mad about like macros being in fighting games, and now they're just like, all right, well, we're just gonna do a special button. There you go.
They said motions. The fuck are those?
Like I remember a big topic of discussion was people having dash macros. That happened like a couple of like months ago, and people were like, dude, dash macros are broken, bro. They should never be in fighting games. And I'm just here like, but I can't dash block, bro. Let me have this.
They made somebody delete their Twitter over that. Just FYI.
Wait, what?
The arguments got so bad about the dash micro that somebody had to delete their Twitter because of that.
Damn.
Over it. The dash macro, I don't give a shit. That can be in the game or not.
Bro got ratioed.
Cause I'm gonna be real with like certain dash cancel. At least with certain games, if they had a dash macro, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. Like Under Night, I don't really use like the dash macro unless I'm dash blocking. Like if I'm doing like, for example, like let's say I'm doing a height combo, I do the part where I do a full run. I'm not using the dash macro for that. Fuck that. That messes my timing up.
Yeah.
Like actually, and people actually tell you to, for better timing stuff, don't use the dash macros.
I only use the dash macro when I'm mashing during blocking. Because I'm not trying to manually backdash and overhead. Sorry, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm not trying to do that shit.
Them shits are like 13 frames, bro. I'm not reacting to that shit. All right, here we go.
At the end of the day, like I could relay to you what I think Sajam, maybe it was Diaphone, I don't remember, sorry, said about motion inputs, and it was something like, loose quote, if you're learning a fighting game and the motion inputs are the primary thing causing you to deem the game as incredibly hard, you simply didn't even get far enough into that game to really understand what's even going on.
Preach.
As a guy who understands fighting games, I'm like, yo, talk your shit, twin. That shit was facts, because it's totally correct.
Yes,
but I think
sir.
we should be addressing the larger issue of why so many players are forming crazy Johns like that.
And what's funnier is that I can't remember what video it was. Somebody brought up that like there's technically motion inputs in like sports games, like NFL and shit like that. There's actual motion inputs in that game, and like people love sports games.
You want to know another thing? If you play like, you know, like say like you're a Sword Art Online fan, right? There is actually like motion inputs in that too, apparently, and Hollow Realization, I think. When you do like skills, you actually you can actually do motion inputs for that shit, unless you want to sift through like 5 hotbars. I think I'd rather just do the motions, bro.
Yeah, I'd rather keep motion inputs.
First place, why do so many players feel the way they do, so much so in this?
And like I don't want to keep pausing, but like one of the reasons why is like when me and you were fighting Aiko the other day, like I like every time I was like trying to get out of your block strings and shit, I kept trying to do DP input, but I kept fucking up. And I always remember, if I was playing Grand Blue, I would just press special forward and I would get a DP instantly. Like actually not having a special button actually like forced me to like learn how to do like a DP input again. Cause like that shit was so hard. Cause like every time I press forward, I just got hit by an overhand. I'm just like, fuck, man, get me out of that corner.
Because now you have to know. Now you actually have to know the timing of. You have to actually know. Okay, can I do this through this gap? Is that not? Oh, that's not reliable. Well, I guess I ain't doing it there.
Right. So yeah, special buttons ain't gonna help. Cause like even people at a base level won't do that shit either.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for making it this far into the video. Just gonna take a quick break to do some shoutouts. First, shoutouts to my friends' channels. Please consider checking them out as they provide a variety of content, so at least one of them will have something that you'll enjoy. Second, if you live near the York, PA area, please head down to Ready Up Gaming Lounge. It's a place where gamers from every genre can come together and play in a comfortable and chill environment. They are open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day and hold dedicated events every week. For my channel's interest, they run Fighting Fridays, where for $5.30, you can play a multitude of fighting games with various players. They have big games like Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but they also have niche games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, Rivals of Ether 2, and more. Finally, shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You guys really make doing content fun and worth pursuing. Alright, back to the video.
Genre specifically, bro. I'm spitting today, goddammit, bro. Leave a like. Drink some water, bro. You can probably see my lips become more chapped throughout this video, Lockin. It's because these hurdles of stuff you have to look past and overcome are so jarring just to play these games, man. Like, yeah, I've watched people go from not being able to do a quarter circle forward once to after 20 minutes of practice being able to do it with near 100% accuracy, yeah. But in a genre where there's a million other hurdles you also have to overcome with no fucking help from the game, even simple stuff like learning that just becomes another annoying as fuck. Wait, what? Even simple stuff like learning that just becomes annoying as fuck and bleeding around to make excuses to help
annoying as fuck. What?
I just stop and read some of these, and I guarantee you've heard and said one of them yourself at some point. Excuses are obviously.
Hold on, I want to see what actually these comments are. I wonder if I actually said one of these.
Some of these, and
fighting games are too hard. Fighting games take too long to learn. Fighting games require too much focus. You need a fight. Oh God, I've heard of that one.
I've heard all of these. I've literally heard all of these.
I just can't handle 1v1s. Fighting games are too sweaty.
I don't want to get that one.
The genre is way too frustrating. Yeah, I hear that about the community more than genre.
Genre being frustrating is like straight up actually valid. I will not. That's so valid.
That bottom one, though. I'm that bottom.
What? You're just not good enough for fighting games.
I know somebody like that. I know somebody like that.
You're old, yeah, but like you got like fucking Japanese grandmas playing fucking Marvel and shit. Hello? A damn dog can do a Hadouken.
The muscle memory never truly leaves you, man.
Like it's like I said.
I'm not blaming age. I'm just saying.
Motion inputs are fucking bullshit and make fighting games too frustrating and hard.
Wait, which ones?
The very tiny one.
The comment. Yeah.
Next time I'm just not good at fighting games.
Yeah. I feel like if you don't like motion inputs in general, like you're just not gonna like fighting games like at all. Like it's not even about motion inputs at all. It's just about you.
At the end of the day, when it comes down to fighting games, motion inputs should be your least concern. Not gonna lie.
Like that's like saying I hate shooter games because most shooter games like the button to shoot is R2, but I like R1. It's like okay.
I hate shooting games because I have to click left click to shoot. Like what?
like what? Like what? Like oh.
That's why we remap.
Exactly. Like bro. All right, let's keep going. But yeah, I've seen most of these comments.
I guarantee you've heard and said one of them yourself at some point. Excuses are obviously in every genre of game, but in this genre especially, it's clear things need to change. People love playing Smash because the vibe of all these characters, and many are able to tough it out through the hard times because of it.
I've lost it. I'm pulling them out.
Rosalina and Luma.
Oh my god, Daddy!
Fighting games have crazy allure. I mean, have you seen Gramblew's new character? Goddamn. Fighting games have crazy allure all over the world.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to increase the game's allure, though that's not a bad thing, of course. What we need to focus on is lowering these hurdles and making these games easier.
Wait a minute, wait. Guys, he said it, guys. He said it.
He said make them what?
He said reduce the hurdles and make the games easier. Watch this.
Allure to people all over the world. Instead of trying to increase the game's allure, though that's not a bad thing, of course, what we need to focus on is lowering these hurdles and making these games easier. We need to remove motion inputs. We need to... Got your ass. Okay. He got me. I was about to say, Nikki, you had... I was about to say, you had me during the first half of this video, but now you're... Now you... Oh, go ahead.
He said, got your ass. That is funny.
Because I was like, the first half of this video, I was like, all right, he's cooking this shit. I was like, making it get easier. Wait, no, hold on a second, buddy. Wait a minute.
You can do the little...
Nah, nigga got me.
People love hard games. The problem is not the height of the hurdles, it's the drive that motivates people to jump. Making a piss baby easy game will in turn make it less cool for probably a lot of people. Again, there's so many people who look at fighting games and think, yo, that shit looks sick, bro. But they don't play them. They think the thing we're playing right now is sick, but they don't play it. These games need to rethink their packaging and means to motivate players to learn in a way that's fun, intuitive, and engaging, and it starts right now. Let's fix the current fighting game package to help it flourish. Think of it like fighting games are a diamond in the rough, but we have to address the roughage before they could truly shine for everyone. We are changing the traditional model of fighting games so it no longer purely relies on enough players simply vibing with the game style strong enough to get past the treachery, and we're actually making a product a mass amount of people people feel like these full price games, by the way, are worth their money. Well, first, can we get what is it? Oh yeah, single player content?
No, bro, spitting.
See, fighting games range from $20 to $60 on average from what I've seen. The high-end ones are probably up to $70 soon, and fighting game enjoyers this.
No, go ahead.
How much of a bad thing it is that to like people outside of the fighting game community, low tier God is one of the most recognizable fighting game players. That's such a bad thing.
Yeah.
Such a bad thing.
OTG that Evo right now.
Oh God.
Jesus, what the fuck is he?
Hope he's not competing.
Fighter.
He's probably cursing somebody out.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to you.
Dude, he's probably about to beat up some guy and calling them disabled or something.
This is going to sting. The single player content currently offered is just not interesting to the masses, bro.
Oh, good. I only like fighting games because they're a cool kids exclusive genre, and only the most elitist of gamers ever play them.
Right. The games that I play.
Okay. But like, who outside of like Street Fighter players say that? I don't know, bro.
Second players.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, but like, yeah. Second players are another breed, though.
I'm sorry.
Usually feature a main story mode, which can range from okay for maybe a little bit, but not super enjoyable, to just not very fun at all, to be honest. Now, I haven't played all of them, obviously.
You said what's not fun at all?
Street Fighter 6's single player.
Like the main story campaigns.
Oh God.
Bruh.
The way these people customize their characters
I feel like it depends on what the story mode is actually trying to accomplish. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's trying to tell an important, like a good story, it should focus on that rather than like making the game like diverse for the sake of diverse. But like if you legit don't have a story to tell, at least make it like an easy way of like, you know, communicating like concepts about the game and like teaching. I feel like most games try to do both and they fail at it because like they're not good at it. Fighters for me is kind of like it focuses more on the story and the characters than like the actual gameplay because it's literally just CPU battles at 0. Like the story mode is piss easy. Like it's not hard. Is that you focus on like Android 21 and yada yada, that all stuff.
Player mode, though I'd be lying if I said most of the enjoyment doesn't look like it comes from making an absolute abomination.
Max cameo
in the cutscenes. That does sound fun. And if there is a single player mode that is really fire, let me know in the comments, because most of these games' single player content just boils down to you fighting the CPU, which, let's be honest, most people just don't find enjoyable. When someone drops 50 to 70 bucks on a fighting game, they should be getting a full experience, bro. And I understand a lot of this video might sound like, yo, Toko's projecting, bro. But that's the thing. I and people who are already in the space, I assume.
I wonder what would be considered a good story mode for a fighting game. Like
Blaze Blue, Grand Blue, Blaze Blue. The kind of fighting games that are just like actually stories.
But like he's talking like the whole package. Is it like is the gameplay like varied enough? Because like some people just won't care about the story.
True.
I feel
that's a hard game.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a weird, like a hard and weird balance for like fighting games to make like the gameplay of a story mode entertaining. That's not just CPU battles, but also tell a good story. I feel like telling the good story is the easy part. It's like the gameplay part is like the hard part.
Don't mind these, to be completely honest, but I know that other people just ain't doing all that. Like I'm saying, Smash 4, I just don't think it's fun for majority of people to fight the CPU after they've done it once. And they might not even do it once because it's a fucking CPU. I think arcade mode remaining a feature in almost every fighting game is cool because legacy. But other than that, the single player content within most fighting games should be something more interesting. And now I've seen one good one and one crazy amazing hypothetical multiplayer mode that another YouTuber came up with that I just have to share, bro. But the good single player one, well, would you look at that? It's Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Subspace Emissary. You traverse platformer-esque levels with a bunch of unique enemies, turn them into trophies, fight bosses, and you get to see the characters interact in crazy cool cutscenes. Everyone knows about this, probably. I would genuinely
I've seen the cutscenes for the story mode.
Play this right this very
They're really good.
Now, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is the game I'm playing once this video comes out. That game's story mode is sort of like this, but without dynamic stages, hence why I said it wasn't bad when I was speaking in the background, but it's not super crazy, and it wouldn't exactly sell me on the game. And I would consider that to be probably the best single player content I've played out of all of the fighting games I've played.
Honestly, it's kind of wishful thinking, but imagine how big of a turnout it would be if Rising had Relink story.
Like that's the thing I'm about to just say too. I mean, like it's like since Grand Blue can branch their shit out, they kind of don't need to ever focus on like the fighting game story wise when they can just nail all their main story shit in a whole another game.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, like what if like the single player content was Relink, and then you can go online and play the fighting game like version of those characters. Like it's a really big ask because like Relink is a huge game. But I'm saying, like, for that other experience that, like, people are looking for, like, it would be, like, crazy, like, if they did something like that. It probably won't happen, because Relink was Chef's Kiss.
For a $120 game.
Yeah. Relink was Chef's Kiss, bro. Chef's Kiss.
I still need to play it.
I need to play it.
I own it, just haven't touched.
The only thing I haven't done is beat Lucilius. That's the only thing I haven't done yet.
I bought to play with somebody, but they're muted right now.
Damn.
Of subspace. And I really don't want this video to seem like I'm projecting, but I'm bringing this up because I see online so many people talking about fighting game single player content just not being very good. Like, my tier list looks like this. Most people's would probably look like this. And yeah, I understand implementing a platform.
Wait, hold on.
Tier list looks like this.
I was wiping my eyes. Okay, wait. Okay, nah. I was gonna say people consider it ass. Yeah, most people don't really like Fighter Story for some reason. I don't know why.
I just realized I was muted. Damn.
Fighter Story is carried by the little goofy interactions. I was
gonna say I would replace the
wait.
Rising one with
wait. People consider Sparking Zero story mode better than Fighters? Nani?
Damn.
I didn't hate Zero story.
Outside of the what ifs, what does Sparking Zero have? What do you mean?
Dreams?
They did pretty good animations. Like I said, it's kind of not one-to-one show, but you know, they literally it's Dragon Ball Z. You're watching Dragon Ball Z. I have a game, so
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no,
they
we have
did good on
Kakarot,
that.
So no.
Yeah, both. They both did good.
Yeah.
Dude, Strive should be way lower, bro. It should be like below ass. It should be like 2 tiers low because it's literally just a cutscene. It's like what, a 3-hour cutscene? You literally don't do anything. You just sit there and watch. It's a movie.
Ain't Exit like that too, though?
Fucking story. I have no idea what it is.
I think Exit was like that as well. So
they didn't even attempt gameplay. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna tell you the story. Which in some regard I respect because it's like, you know that like most people that want the story are here for the story, so like you don't have to add gameplay to it. But like at the same time, you gotta think of something to put in the middle of cutscenes. Like I actually watched the full Strive movie. Like it was like 3.5 hours. Like I watched it. The story is actually pretty good. But like me actually going out of my way on my console to watch a movie, like I'm sorry, bro. I'm putting that shit on YouTube background, bro. I'm not looking at that shit on my console. Sorry.
That or it's gonna be the fucking Tale as Old as Time shit, the visual novel, bro. Under Night Story be like that, and it's like, damn, bro.
Most people's would probably look like this. And yeah, I understand implementing a platform fighter-esque level design into these games would be pretty difficult, but while I think about how to solve that, the homie P. Jiggles had an idea for a Smash Bros. Battle Royale mode. I hate Battle Royales. I love this idea.
Basically, what I have in mind is a mode where a ton of players get dropped on a gigantic stage. Something like
fighting game is coming out that's already doing this stuff.
But even bigger.
Isn't it? Wait, the Bite Breakers, right?
Maybe collect some power.
Has that shit even released yet?
And then you run into another player, and maybe when you land a hit, the camera would zoom out a bit, and the edges of the screen would then become the blast zones. At this point, you start fighting each other, obviously trying to launch your opponent into the newly formed blast zones to KO them, and whoever wins gets to go back to exploring the map.
Dude, that would be terrible server-wise. I could just imagine like 8 people joining one big massive server on like a big map, and each of them fighting each other. Dude, yeah. I don't. They would have to have top tier net code for that shit to work. I don't know.
That can work. That can, like, in terms of platform fighters, that can work.
Yeah, platform fighters. Yeah.
In terms of actual fighters, if like traditional fighters. Sorry,
well, if we're talking about Smash Brothers net code, that's.
No. On Smash Brothers net code, hell no. That's not gonna work. but like this game that's coming out that's like that is basically a PC game, and it's like it's gonna work.
Gotcha.
Trust. Well, I played the beta for it. It was
from what I played, it was fun already.
And then they also have like the actual like 1v1 mode as well.
Sign me the fuck up. Now,
oh my god, I can't see that Piccolo and Goku
fighter, since obviously characters
in
platform fighters, but oh my god.
I remember when we were watching Totally Not Mark's ranking video. That image was in there.
Yeah,
Me and True both.
We both cringed at the same time. Like it was, oh god.
I love it. I have no idea how you'd implement this into Tekken, but I could totally see it being a thing in the 2D and 2.5D.
That's what I was about to say. Tekken Force. Bring that back and bring it back for real.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said for Tekken, bring Tekken Force back and bring it back for real. The last good Tekken Force we had was back in.
What's Tekken Force?
So, it's pretty much like what you just saw there in Grand Blue, where like there's a bunch of enemies and like you pick your character and you fight like a bunch of enemies, like hordes of enemies, like in a map, and the objective is to get to the end. And normally how they worked is like you would fight like Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi. You like go to like their base, fight their henchmen to get to them, and then you'd fight them at the boss, and then you move on to the next stage.
That sounds cool.
It's the origin of chicken, if you ever heard that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so Tekken Force is my shit. And like when they sneak peeked it in 8 in the campaign, I think, okay, they're thinking about it. They just aren't doing it, which is pissing me off. Because I've been wanting Tekken Force back, like I said, since 4. So.
And then they fucking added that ghetto ass shit in 8. It was so bad. So bad.
Damn.
Hey, have you guys ever seen what Tekken Force was actually like, though?
But it has Tekken Ball, though.
Oh hell no!
Tekken Ball's peak. Nah, shut the fuck up. Tekken Ball is peak.
Nah.
You know what's better though? You know what's better though?
No. But
you know what's better than Tekken Ball? Tekken Bowl.
Tekken Bowl.
Let's go.
Oh my
God,
Tekken Bowl, yeah. From 7.
Tekken Wii Sports.
The best part about Tekken Bowl is you can play it with Heihachi pins.
Oh, that sounds good. I love that.
Me and Arthur would unironically run that shit.
It's wishful thinking. But if you figure out a way to do this in this, then that means that you can do this.
Tekken 6 had a campaign too that actually would co-op also, so they could do the same thing. They could do co-op Tekken.
Just fighting the damn CPU.
That'd be cool.
Great hypothetical multiplayer mode I had to share. But single player specific stuff, genuinely, if every fighting game had a mode as engaging as Subspace Emissary, or literally just copied Subspace Emissary and modified it to better fit like the specific mold and physics of their own game, that would be absolute peak. Not saying they'd have to allocate a shit ton of budget for crazy looking cutscenes, just something more engaging and something that feels like an actual single player mode other than just fighting the CPU. That becoming box standard.
The gap.
Oh my gosh, bro, imagine every game had a subspace, bro. But like I just said, you don't get, that'd be a lot of money, but like you tone it down, it's like, oh my gosh. And that VR mode, absolute cinema for multiplayer. Speaking of which, now it's time for the big one.
All right, here we go. All right, how to teach fighting games. Here we go.
As discussed, fighting games should remain as they are in terms of sheer difficulty because they're cool, but we need better ways to teach players in the game and build the motivation to jump over these hurdles. In simple terms, a Souls-like player will throw themselves headfirst at a boss 100,000 times because the goal is right in front of them, while a new fighting game player will give up after 10 tries because they didn't even know the boss they were fighting had a health bar.
That picture is accurate.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said can confirm I beat Promise Consort Radon. That picture is accurate. you know what it is? No. You want to know what? Just because I got off Demon Slayer, the experience. This is completely annoying for fighting games. The experience of fighting a Souls boss and finally figuring out its patterns. It's like in Demon Slayer when Tanjiro yells, "I see it! The opening head!"
You know what's funny is that like that kind of thing can work in fighting games, but the problem is that most of the time it's against a human. So once you figure that out, the human player will do something else. So you have to constantly be doing that over and over.
You know what they do, True? They realize you adapt and they go, all right, time to activate phase 2.
It's phase 2.
Yep.
Unless it's thespian, in which case, well, you just do,
Always phase 1.
You're always phase 1.
Phase 0. Phase 0.
You will hit it. You will beat that shit out 1,000 times, and he'll still keep doing it.
Oh god, I'm sorry,
it's funnier
Thespian,
to think
but I
about
had
this
to.
in a team fighter. It's funnier to think about this in a team fighter, right? It's like, finally, I did it. I learned how to beat it. And then you see Dr. Doom come out.
Bro. It's time to learn, nigga. All right, sorry.
You gonna learn today.
The 500 other things on the fucking screen. While fighting games may give a little wink, nudge to it. Hey, man, maybe you go play the tutorial. I don't know. Most players will just jump straight into online matches because that's what everyone always does with multiplayer video games. Hey, yeah. Yep. The only problem with that is the worst possible fucking thing you can do. If you purchase a fighting game and dive straight into the Sarlacc pit of online matches versus real people, as the current fighting game model stands, you are guaranteed to have a bad time. Yeah, full stop again. If you play the mode that everyone plays in this multiplayer video game, you are guaranteed to have a bad time. Now for this thing that I have in mind, I'm gonna take inspiration from Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not loading up Siegex to verify if this is still a thing because Reddit said it was all just a ruse to transform the game into a free-to-play cash grab, and that's strictly against my religion. But back in the day, this FPS game allowed players level 1 through level 50 to play in an exclusive playlist called Newcomer, the very first mode they see when opening up the game, allowing them to play against other newcomers. Smurfing was a problem, but I want to take this idea and expand upon it anyway. When you purchase your brand new fighting game, and by the way, I don't expect like indie fighting games to be implementing all the crazy stuff we're talking about in this video. Like that's super developmentally I started, but you get what I mean. But yeah, you've been playing that new fighting game standard single-player story mode like Subspace, or itching to play that new Battle Royale mode, whichever you saw in the trailers. But your new player eyes will notice that real 11 out of 10 gameplay experience that you see people delving into is locked. But not locked in a way that's denying you from it. No, getting to it is now your new ultimate goal. This will be controversial, but I think it'd be very, very interesting.
Okay, here we go.
Fighting fundamentals are now broken down into quests into our newcomer playlist. Players only progress towards unlocking the real ranked mode after completing all of these quests that are backed by context to show you the value of when and where to use the game's mechanic, movement, and whatever else. You'll be pitted against other players, and sure, you can win the match just by mashing away to your heart's content, but you won't actually progress towards your goal. Now, in between matches, you'll see your quest or contract.
So, adding an online mission mode.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Yeah. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him cook.
I'm actually liking the idea.
I'm thinking about it.
Funny because like a lot of fighting games, if you just tick off boxes that Smash has done over years, because Smash used to have a mission mode too, just literally just copy. Like there's certain things games have just done. It's like if you add it, you can't go wrong. Like people say you copied, but it's just more content.
If a system mechanic is good, you copying it doesn't make it bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if people are just scared to just do that. And it's like, just do it.
Yeah.
more features for us to use and play is always good.
I agree. All right, I'm gonna let him cook because I didn't let him finish.
The game won't say win or lose when your health bar reaches 0. It will simply be checking whether or not you completed your goal for the game by the time that this does happen. Quests will span all across the game's system mechanics until you've learned and applied them all. Showing players the value and challenging them to use these individual mechanics will not only provide hands-on real-time learning against an actual person,
okay, I haven't seen that character center before. That shit was so cool. What the fuck?
You just need to complete your quest.
I think that's a new anime character.
To truly win.
Yeah.
Will people just camp and fish for completing their quests that you're talking about? Yes,
like,
but
still, that intro was so cool.
That's a bad strategy. Think about it. This system will teach them that they need to be calculated. If your quest tells you to successfully land a super dash in Fighter Z, you will quickly learn that just spamming it to
We've been watching this 20-minute video for so long that I forgot he pronounced it that way at the beginning of the video.
That shit was a legit jump scare. Ow! Okay, let me keep going.
Prowler. It's the fucking Prowler.
Yeah. Christ, that shit hurt me.
Cheese out the quest will not work, just like in a real match. Assuming that you and your opponent both read the actually useful tip in between matches. Yeah, tips are actually useful now, by the way. You're now both forced to be calculated and cunning. You're now both learning how to truly use this mechanic. Span this across every mechanic and important normal move, which there aren't really that many in most games, to be completely honest. And while this list might seem like a lot, these are just Strive system mechanics. I've watched people from all different backgrounds go from nothing to fully understanding all of these in legit like 2 fucking days. Different people learn at different speeds, yeah, but I think that alone is proof enough that with actually good teaching, you will see people pick up fighting games on average at lightning speeds, bro. The average person could pick up all of these in a handful of hours with good teaching. That's my point. And you'll be left with a player 10 times better, 10 times more fulfilled, and someone having 10 times more fun than the guy who was told to fuck off and go do the written tutorials. Now, this quest or gauntlet mode that is used to unlock rank would be the big flashing color first mode you see when opening the game, of course. But because mandating and forcing players to go through something like this is not something that everyone might like, as briefly mentioned earlier, there are people who truly just enjoy mashing buttons to play these games. You could still play casual multiplayer matches out of the box, but the game will hit you with that. Without going through quest mode, you will most likely have no idea how to play this game. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yep. Quest mode will pit you against real players as well as rewarding you for completing quests. It will teach you how to play the game while putting you straight into the action too. Are you sure you want to proceed?
Yep.
By hitting accept, you fully acknowledge that you will more than likely get your ass kicked because you more than likely have no idea how to play this game. Do you accept?
Yep.
Unironically, that needs to be a feature. It should pop up if you try to play casual online room matches. Hell, probably even every mode at least the first time until you check the "don't show me this again" thing or whatever. We really want to push players towards playing the quest mode. Nah, see, don't let that shit stop pulsating until they beat it. And also give them the title of dunce and don't let them take it off until they beat it. This quest mode, I genuinely think could be a phenomenal
Honestly, games in the 90s would actually do that.
Yeah, I forget what game actually did that. You would rock a dunce cap until you like did something.
Yeah, like, dude. We need to bring back like developers trolling their players, like not in like a malicious way, but like in a fun way.
to teach people the game while dropping them directly into the action, while also not having any penalty for losing the actual match. In fact, I think there should only be a small bonus for actually winning. At first, I thought there should be no bonus for winning, but I thought about it, and something tiny that motivates the two players to continue to actually try and win and not just AFK after completing their quest while still making completing their quest the absolute primary goal, I think is sort of a necessity. But I don't even think your character should fall over if their health bar reaches 0 or even do that disappointed no. There should only be celebration for whoever completed that quest. And yeah, later in the mode, it would begin to show you how combining different mechanics can lead into other stuff. Like if your contractor quest is land a heavy attack and your next one is land a super dash and connect some hits, it'd show you before the match that heavy attacks, which now through hands-on learning you know when, where, and how to use them, go into super dash. Stuff like that I think would be crazy for learning. You could also have character-specific gauntlets and stuff, though these would probably result in long-ass queue times, not gonna lie. And speaking of which, ideally I think you and your opponent will be doing the same quest at the same time, but that could definitely lead to long-ass queue times as well, I could foresee. As well as people teabagging as a sign of agreement to let each other complete their quest before actually fighting. But conceptually,
yeah,
am I not cooking?
No, this idea is really good.
This is good.
Yeah, I like this idea.
A real player rather than just being told about those normals, movement, and system mechanics against an idle
bot. Oh god!
And reward the player for doing that stuff.
You need to turn it like that
the
too.
Sting of defeat. Oh my gosh, bro! Come on, son! Come on, son! That coupled with meaningful single player content, I think, is a recipe for the genre to finally explode, bro. The reason everyone loves Smash but they hate every other fighting game is because they're willing to look past the genre's fundamental issues that are felt by majority of people because of the allure of Smash Bros. I mean, it's Smash Bros. It's fucking amazing. Think about it. When the next Smash game comes out, all your friends are probably gonna buy it because the vibe of the game will draw them in, but those very same people are probably also drawn into other fighting games as well when they look at them, but because of everything we've talked about, they're always drawn out. But if there was just a fighting game you could buy and have all your friends enjoy learning how to play it, like genuinely have a great time and be rewarded for learning the shit, and once they've learned all the mechanics, they're put into the big league ultimate goal of ranked, or maybe their ultimate goal is fighting you, or maybe just being able to play the game and have fun, a mode like this would get them. I'm not saying anyone at any level can beat whoever they want.
And also, I just remember something about it. So Tekken 8 technically had a mode like that. The problem was the fact that they did it against bots. Also, they didn't teach you certain things. Like I did that whole tutorial, and I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, I can see how this works for a new player. Problem, I didn't see a single lick about sidestepping.
What?
Ever. Yeah.
Oh no.
Sidestepping was not in that tutorial. And then like I thought about it, and I was like, oh, it's because the fact that there's certain moves that track either one direction or the other or both ways. Like, just trying to teach that, it's like it works, but it also doesn't work. Yeah, no. And then also, you don't learn punishes until like basically like the end of the fucking tutorial, which is really weird.
The only thing,
whatever.
I think the only thing with this mode that would worry me, outside like the stuff that he brought up earlier, like, you know, people just waiting around to do the missions and like probably smurfing and shit like that, is like, how long would it take to beat it?
So it like putting like it's a variable, right? Like it's two human people trying to do it, unless they're both like consenting to learning how to do it, right? But also like I feel like something like defense and offense probably should be a bit longer than literally anything else, because that's like literally your game plan. Not to mention you would also have to consider, you know, having to do this for like a character tutorial as well, because it's like you got to learn your character. Like it's this system would work really well in a game somewhat similar to Granblue, where like most of the system is just homogenized.
Yeah,
because you know, like fucking what, there's 30 Shotos in the game, but you know, it's whatever. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, it could work. It's just a problem of like what game would it work in? Yeah, right?
Because like also what I was talking about with length is like for like incredibly like dense mechanical games, like that tutorial would have to be like, let's just say like it's like 60 missions. So like, would you have to play 60 matches back to back in order to beat it? And that's if you completed it on the first like game you did it. Like most people will probably like try the mission and fail the match or whatever, and then they will have to play another match where they try it. So like, how many missions would it take for you to beat it? And then like, how many actual system mechanics would be in there? And then also, how many character mechanics would have to be in there? Like how long and how big is this mode gonna be before you unlock the real online experience? You know?
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Cause something like Granblue, like you said, is like you only have to worry about like what, like system wide is like what, brave counter, dodge, roll, and maybe like how meter works, like system wise, but everything else is kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So it's like that tutorial wouldn't even be that long. It'd be like what, like maybe 30 missions, like teaching you how light normals work, and then auto combo, and then brave counter and supers. But like for Strive, you would have to do like, all right, what does red Roman cancel do? What does blue? What does yellow do? What does pink do? Okay, what's burst? What is positive bonus? What's negative? Like for Strive, like I don't know, like that mode would be really long.
Under Night, where it'd be like it would be some shit like win Vorpal or fucking like chain shift. Like, bro, what the fuck?
It's like do an option to like don't wake up. It's like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Like, you know? So I like this idea, but like I feel like it would have to be for a fighting game that's really homogenized. Kind of like Smash, because a lot of Smash is exactly the same. It's just, you know, people like Smash characters, so they can look beyond that.
For both players to have fun and for both players to have a chance is for both players to have and understand the pieces on the board. Even if one player is clearly better than the other, it can still be enjoyable for both people so long as they both have all the pieces. That was a lot of boats. Something like that would be a fucking game changer. Like, I'm not even a super fighting game head myself, but I'll just be watching YouTube and I'll see a clip like,
I mostly just like to vibe, like to have a good time. And it's basically impossible to have a good time in Street Fighter if you're not pretty good at the game, because it's hard to have fun if you're literally never winning, especially when most people who play a game like this are really good and they're pretty hardcore about it. So if you're just kind of casually trying to have fun in Street Fighter, I mean, it's probably not gonna work out for you. Just give up like I did and never play it again.
My childhood gone now, and I'm just like, this fucking genre, what are you doing? This genre.
No, speaking from experience, I've definitely experienced that. Yeah.
The absolute toxic urge should not say skill issue.
No, but like if you're because like it's not a skill issue if you want to learn a game, and then like one of the only modes that actually matters to people is online, and then you go online, and even if you beat the tutorial, like people won't grasp it, and then they just get their ass kicked like over and over again, and it's like that's not fun. Like I've experienced that, like where I played what game was it? It was Melty, actually. It was Melty. Like I would literally play Melty. And the only people that were playing Melty were like the people that played it. Well, actually, I got the game day one, I think. Anyway, I took a break for a long ass time, and then I came back, and everybody was just smoking my ass, and I was like, "Well, time to go back to fighters." So you know, and I had a basis of what Melty Blood was. I wasn't completely new. Like I knew how normals and specials in the system work. It was that everybody just leveled up way better than I did. So it was like, for someone who doesn't know anything about fighting games, it's just like, well,
yeah.
I think the main thing I'm surprised he didn't bring up in his whole video.
Also, like,
time is always going to be
time. Mm-hmm.
Time. Yeah, time is your greatest. Yeah. It's your greatest strength and enemy in this shit.
And that is why I'm not good at it. I don't have enough time to play these games anymore.
Yeah.
And like, that's what happened with me. That's why, like, I really wanted to get into like fucking MK1 Street Fighter 6, but like college kicked my ass, bro.
Like you can, like, for me, I can only really focus on one game at a time.
And like, and the only reason I can even play most of these other games, like most of these games consistently like this, is because I spent years back in high school learning this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like now it's just legacy knowledge, and it's like some people are like in their 20s, 30s, working a job, they're already tired, they don't want to like hop on the game and then be like, oh, I gotta basically like go through what feels like fucking like a training video in a fucking like at a fast food place, basically. Like it really do got that kind of vibe.
True.
Which is that really good point he brought up, you know, kind of taken from Rainbow having a newcomer queue.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fucking you can't get out of bronze until you 2H a super dash.
Yep.
But now I feel that entirely with like just time, and also like, sometimes I see a lot of people bring up is like how you brought up true, you got Melty Blood on day one, but you took a break. It doesn't really help that like kind of if you want to learn a fighting game, really the best time to buy it is when it comes out.
Yep.
Because if you don't,
yeah, when it comes out or when a new patch comes out.
Right. Like if you buy it like way after it comes out, there's gonna be a lot out there to learn, yeah. But then it's gonna kind of get like have that overwhelming feeling of oh god.
And then as you're learning it, people are already there. So the people that you're playing against will already know like a lot of the solutions to the problems that you have. And so like they'll just take advantage of it because they want to win, obviously. And then you're like, well, this game is shit because no matter what I do, I keep losing. And it's like, it's not that what you're doing is bad. It's just that everybody else already knows what it is and how it works. And now you just got to learn beyond that. And like, you're not ready for it yet. So,
terms of gameplay is generally an 11 out of 10 most of the time. Fundamentally 11 out of 10, bro. It has the thrill of fighting a Dark Souls boss, but it's a real ass person. The satisfaction of feeling yourself get better, the exhilaration of a fat ass victory. But the majority of people are denied from ever experiencing that because of the genre's current format and how it makes them feel. Even if you don't agree with my specific game changers, you must agree with that. And if you are in the fighting game space, I hope you can agree that fundamentally some stuff needs to be changed before a mass amount of people are not just willing but wanting to take the jumps against these hurdles, because every game has hurdles. You'll still probably see a handful of comments reciting one of those things I plastered on that wall earlier, but when you see them, maybe not on this video but just in the wild, rather than disputing them, proving them false, calling that person stupid, be nice. Think bigger.
Be nice.
What led that person to truly believe what they're saying, even though deep down they know that shit is straight fucking cap. Fighting games as a medium.
They did straight fucking what? Go back,
it's straight fucking cap.
Yeah.
Led that person to
I think this guy single-handedly is the most
entertaining
entertaining of the videos we've watched today.
Know that shit is straight fucking cap. Fighting games as a medium.
Yeah, why my dog
are genuinely some of the most fun you can have playing games, but because of how they're currently formatted and how it makes people feel, it makes sense why majority of people only really mess with the one that has the super strong vibe and don't even try to fuck with any of the other ones. And I think both of them should adapt to be suitable for more people while staying gnarly as fuck. Factor cap. Thank you for watching, members and subs.
Nah, this is a really good video.
That was
really good.
Out of the ones we've watched today, that was the best video.
Yeah.
Also, it didn't include any segments of talking about the fucking Horse Girl game.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about the Horse Girl game?
No.
The other one's had at least like a minute of the Horse Girl game, bro.
Fucking Sage M.
What, ad?
No,
just Sage M talking about the Horse Girl game.
He was talking about like monetization in games, and he brought up like how like gacha games like does monetization. Then someone brought up like viewership for like the horse game, and it was the most viewed video game. Like I think it was like on Twitch, it was like the most viewed game at some point, and I was like, bro, why the fuck are we talking about horse girls?
But the funniest part pretty was earlier when we watched the video about banning characters. Literally like the last 3 minutes of the video were all about the Horse Girl game for some reason.
Yeah,
go play it.
No, I refuse.
I went to play it. It's fun.
Bro, I was here. Bro, I was here with Aiko. I was like, bro, what do you even fucking do in that game, bro?
I was here too.
Well,
you act like
in the background.
Okay, so as somebody who's actually played the game, it's basically mostly a simulator. It's like Chow Garden. It's dead ass Chow Garden.
That's offered.
Told you. Fucking.
I mean, I never fuck with Chow Garden. So
so basically, you train shit, and then you have it do a certain task, whether it be like fighting or something. In this case, it's racing. So yeah,
fucking Sims ass game.
I mean, people do like The Sims.
Man, that's cold.
Let's do women.
That's cold. Nobody likes The Sims.
So
that reminds me.
That's a huge ass lie.
When comes out,
bro. You know how I know? It's because I like The Sims sometimes.
Ew.
No, that reminds me of these memes I'll see on Instagram, right?
Lorman.
Where it's like,
yeah,
boys paying like $500 for a shitty PC to run the coolest game ever. Women buying $6,000 PCs for the Sims.
Yep.
It's either that or Animal Crossing.
Hey, Animal Crossing's good. Wait a minute. Hold on. Animal Crossing's good. The fuck?
I mean, I didn't say it was bad. It's just like that's another game I hear that about.
Not the new one though.
People just play Animal Crossing. You know, you just vibe in Animal Crossing.
I think New Leaf really like peaked for Animal Crossing.
That's a pretty good video. I honestly got pretty much agreed with everything dude said.
Yeah.
I will say that we should lower the hurdle. Got your ass. That was the best.
Yeah, that shit got me. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
It's not a matter. Like literally, the easiest way to phrase how to fix fighting games. It's just not a matter of making them easier, just make them more accessible.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say make it entertaining to learn.
Yeah.
We're in 2025. They're all accessible now.
Yeah, they're all
make them entertaining to learn and make them
it's so like
and give context.
No,
really.
I can't think of a single fighting game with like a fun tutorial. That really puts it in perspective. Damn.
Or it could be fun. It could have a quote unquote fun tutorial, but it doesn't teach you shit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like it's not both. It's only either one or the other. Because Street Fighter 6's quote unquote tutorial was fun, but damn, if I was a new player, I wouldn't have learned shit.
That's true.
It's like,
Oh.
Check DMs.